Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Mark again here at WeatherMan Plus. Now, we have the severe weather that went through Texas, through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama all night last night and this morning. And it's going to be for the East Coast and the upper Midwest as well for today. Now, it's not going to be as severe, but you still have the tornado threat. Plus, I'm going to update you on this next monster storm that we've been following here for a month. If you've never been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am all year long. Been here for over 8 years on YouTube, helping as many as I can. And it's going to bring that same Arctic blast that's coming still at the end of the month, beginning of April. And we still have more storms coming, so I will give you the update of what's going on so far. I will be as quick as I can. Remember, the links are in the description to help save you time, including the videos I do show you, so make sure you use them if you're in a rush. Hit the like button to show support to the channel and share this video if you think it could help another. Now, power outages has been going all night long, and right now it's still Texas with a lot of power outages, 17,000. Wisconsin, over 32,000. I can count for that. We lost our power last night. And right now, Michigan at over 17,000. And it is going to go towards Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia. West Virginia, you got some rough weather coming. But it's still showing Mississippi over 7,000 and South Carolina over 6,000. Now, all night long last night, we had 34 tornadoes. And a few of them could be recycled, like the one that went by near New Orleans, really on the edge by Chalmette. I used to live there as well. As it crossed over to Pontchartrain Lake and went to the North Shore, and they had tornadoes as well. I think that was recycled from a nasty supercell. As well as the two that hit towards southern Alabama, but a lot in Mississippi. There was a lot of tornadoes also last night. Now, I'll put this link in the description for you as well. You can see all the tornadoes that happened over Texas. Then you can see all the tornadoes from Louisiana to Mississippi. And you can see all of them that we had on the right, just minute by minute, which one is which. But sadly enough, guys, last night, we actually lost a life. So God bless all of you that are feeling this. My heart really goes out to you, because all we ever try to do here on YouTube is warn you as much as we can to prevent this. And we really don't like this part. But there was one near Chalmette, and that's where we had that loss of life, guys. So I will put this here if you want to see the damages from these other tornadoes and what did happen. Now, both these videos are by B&O News, so you can see the tornado did go through by Chalmette. This is the one that went by New Orleans, and it was just a nasty vortex. It really was scary for a lot of people. And here's a close-up look that was posted by B&O News. Remember, video in the description so you can go watch it. It was a very nasty, very large tornado. Link in the description. Now, it won't be as strong today, but you still have the threat. You have the big 2% in the green and the 5% areas for tornadoes for today. And here's your cities and states in the threat, with the biggest threat being Columbus, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, and Durham, North Carolina. And this is your 2%. All the way to Jacksonville, Florida. And you have a flash flood threat for today as well. You have all this marginal in the green, and you have the slight risk right here in the yellow. This is where the most is going to be. Now, for tomorrow, you'll also have a 2% risk for tornadoes for tomorrow in all this green area. And your tornado risk for tomorrow is Jacksonville, Florida, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, and Norfolk, Virginia. Now, you can see here on HRRR, as we go through the day today, you get a lot of storms, especially for the Panhandle of Florida and for Georgia, and goes up through central Georgia. All this as well going all the way to Ohio. But your Cape values do raise up later, and it strengthens mostly by northeast Kentucky around 10 as this goes from Georgia, Florida, and just trails over. It stays in Ohio, and you can see the vortex of this system just pulling this up. So all your winds on the 2-meter level is going south to north, and all your winds on the 850 millibar level is going from west to east. And that's giving you your shear, and that's what's making these storms pop up and be dangerous. All the way till 5 in the afternoon. And then it finally spreads out a little bit. You lose a lot of your cape. But you can see how you get your cape, your lift, all the way to 11 and 12 o'clock this morning. And then when you get to the afternoon, it raises way up for Indiana, Ohio, and it goes from west to east for Ohio through the afternoon. All the way till 6 and 7 o'clock, you have that chance. But it is a lot of strong cape going all the way from Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, all the way to this afternoon. A lot of lift that's in the atmosphere. And your chances for a supercell are not as strong as the last couple of days, but the strongest time is definitely in the early afternoon for southeastern Georgia, portions of South Carolina, West Virginia, and eastern Ohio. Definitely chances for a supercell to spurt up as it goes through the evening, but it's not as strong as the last couple of days. We still have the threat. And your tornado threat is strongest so far for Panhandle, Florida, and western Georgia as you go through the early morning hours. Eastern Tennessee drags into eastern Kentucky by noon. Then it goes to West Virginia and Ohio. You can see how strong the perimeters get right there. And that's because your Cape is at the strongest. And you can even see it in the cells, that the cells get very strong around that time for Ohio and West Virginia. They just grow in strength all afternoon long and get really strong. And then as you go through the evening, then it goes down to Panhandle, Florida, and it just drags across them all the way till tomorrow. And it goes across South Carolina, North Carolina, and then Florida the rest of the morning and the evening. But you can see with the shear that these really build up some strong storms as you get through Ohio for noon. And as you go through the early afternoon, it goes a little more northern, but then it starts ripping up eastern Kentucky, southern Ohio, and a little bit of North Carolina and Virginia all afternoon long, at least till 5 o'clock. Then it starts moving a little bit for northern West Virginia, gets a little bit of Pennsylvania, but it starts dying out. You start losing your Cape, while you still have it for Virginia and North Carolina as you go through the evening. That is going to be a lot of speed shear. If you look right here for Georgia around 11 o'clock this morning, you're having a nasty cell that's moving through you. That is getting some directional shear on it. And it is a nasty cell passing through. You can see it right here. A big cluster, probably a little supercell. Could have multiple tornadoes in that as well with a nasty little hook, especially around 1 p.m. for Georgia, and it is getting shear. So just be aware you do have the severe weather threat for today as well. And you can see with your lightning strikes that you are going to have a lot of lightning in them storms all morning long. And once you get into the noontime, then it starts stretching up towards Indiana, Ohio, eastern Kentucky with some lightning, not as strong as the south for Georgia and Florida, but it does grow in strength as you go through the early afternoon for West Virginia, southeastern Ohio. Then it starts calming down for West Virginia around 7, 8 o'clock. Then it's a southern problem after that. All night long for Florida. Then it starts growing a little bit for North Carolina and South Carolina into the early morning hours for tomorrow. Maybe some storms passing by southern Maryland and Delaware, going into Jersey until the early morning hours, passing by very quick. But once that goes by tomorrow morning, then you have it across Florida all morning long with just lightning coming with those storms that you have, but it will leave by early afternoon still by around 4 or 5 o'clock. And you can see with your holistic tracks, which is wind direction change with height. I've been showing y'all for all these tornadoes y'all been having. That right when you get into the early afternoon, you start getting some long-lived cells, some very strong cells for Indiana, eastern Ohio, West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, all through southern Georgia and the Panhandle of Florida. Real strong for Georgia as well as West Virginia. Then as you go through the evening, it grows for Ohio and it goes into Pennsylvania a little bit as these go offshore by South Carolina and North Carolina. Now the NAM is picking up that you will have 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts with this system as it finishes moving through. And it could get up in 60. Just be aware there's going to be a lot of winds with this, just like it's been the last couple of days. The tornado threat is not as severe, but you still have the damaging winds. So just be aware of that. And you can see with all the precipitable water that's coming in this storm that a lot of the heavy precipitation is going to be for Florida, Georgia, and then get into South Carolina by early this morning, and mostly for the coast. This is bringing a threat, but the heaviest precipitation is going to be for the southeast and the mid-Atlantic. Then it's going to stay along the coast all morning long and brings heavy precipitation, mostly for North Carolina as well. As it goes across Florida tomorrow morning, dropping a lot of rainfall, not super heavy, but it is bringing a lot of precipitation with it, guys. And you can see that here they have mostly 1 inch to 2 inches and all this red for Florida, southwestern Georgia, lightening up to 1 inch all the way across South Carolina and getting heavier again for almost 2 inches for the coast of North Carolina, as well as Michigan. You can get 1 inch and then get a little heavier towards 2 inches towards northern Michigan. Jersey, you can see 1 to 2 inches. Long Island, 1 to 2 inches. And the New England states, maybe 1 inch. And an update with the snowfall from National Weather Service. Northern Wisconsin can see anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snowfall. Everybody else, you're just going to see novelty flakes, not much. Maybe extreme northern Maine, you can see anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. That's about it. And you'll update on these cold Arctic temperatures that's still coming through, guys. It's been cold 30s and 40s for a lot of people, in 40s in the south, and it will stay that way for quite some time. Still showing it came in on this first storm, but as you see, it's going to start getting even colder all the way to the end of March, beginning of April, before we go back on a little warm-up. And if you've never been here before, there's a lot of graphs that we use here all the time, and this lets you know when you have a lot of velocity potential, a lot of serious storms that can come in your region. And you can see right at the end of March that we're going to start ramping back up into a lot of storms coming. And as you can see, as we get towards the end of March, they get really strong. And just one after another storms are coming. And this is from our central to our east coast. And you can see some of them is going to be either in the Atlantic for early April, or it could be in the Northeast. I will keep you updated. But we have multiple storms coming. This is not stopping anytime soon. And just to compare, you can see the storm that we're dealing with now as it goes up to the Ohio Valley, the Northeast. We get that clipper that comes through after that, dropping some potential snowfall. But this next system has a good chance to bring a potential ice storm. Now, I'm not going to show you rates now because it's just too far away to be accurate. You know how that could be with ice. But as it comes in on the end of the month, it gets a nice deep trough. It comes in with some cold air as well. And as that cold air punches behind it, it separates it. So you get a big bad storm that goes to the south, one to the upper Midwest, and then we have a 1-2 punch. The beginning of April, another one comes to the south and goes towards the Ohio Valley, elongates into the Gulf of Mexico, just like this last one did, and goes up towards the northeast, potentially a very strong storm. And you can see the system we have now, and you can see how when that next system comes through, we have that clipper that comes through in a couple of days. But the next one that comes through will go all the way from the west coast with a lot of rainfall, snowfall in higher elevations, come through the central U.S., putting some snowfall on a wraparound. But right around the 28th, it strengthens to a 989. But literally, it'll start dividing these temperatures, and you can get some buildup of freezing rain, a lot of ice, and a lot of snowfall also with all these storms in the south. And as you notice that as it goes through the end of March and towards the beginning of April, you have multiple upper level lows, even down here. That's a lot of vorticity, and it's going to be strong dew points. So it's going to be a lot of severe weather, a lot of tornado chances. And not only the heavy freezing rain, ice, snow, but now you're getting a surface low, upper level low that's going to a surface low, getting some more vorticity, and that's going to create more severe weather for the south all the way to the end of March. This is going to be a nasty storm, and it's going to be a 1-2 punch. Right after that, in early April, we're going to have another one coming, and it's bringing potential snowfall, major snowfall with that as well, but another strong system that could bring some severe weather in the south. Now, Euro and GFS is showing a little something different, and GFS is showing something a little dangerous, that it actually stretches all the way down with these cold temperatures and puts this storm in the Gulf of Mexico as a surface low. And we all know what could happen with that. So I will keep you updated. Possible nor'easter. We'll see. Still too far away. And you can see with the Euro, the one that we have now, as it comes through, we get that next clipper. It takes a little bit further of a southern dip and then goes to the northeast. A little bit of storm. But that next one that comes at the end of March, it shows that it gets demolished by these upper level winds and just separates this system. And instead of getting together, one goes up to the upper Midwest, and one goes to the deep south all the way to Mexico. But look at this nasty system now that we have at the end of March that's bringing this cold air as well as it goes up to the northeast. And that one that goes in the Gulf does have a chance to become something. So we need to keep our eye on that as well. But you can see from the North America view as it comes in on the 28th and 29th that it gets separated. And you get a nasty little storm up here by Alaska and Canada. But if you look, you'll see it gets separated, gets elongated, and then you got this big, nasty storms you're dealing with. This is going to be another monster storm. While that trough goes all the way into the Gulf of Mexico, which is dangerous. And we all know, if you've ever lived in the Gulf states, you ever been through hurricane season, you know what that's about. That is a dangerous thing for a surface low to get into this Gulf of Mexico. But it shows about the same thing. The 28th, 29th, big system gets together across the central U.S., potential ice storm, major snowfall with it as well as it goes up towards the northeast, putting a lot of major snowfall on a wraparound. And it sees also that upper level low goes to a surface low, so that would carry on the severe weather as it goes. Then you got that surface low that goes into the Gulf of Mexico, very dangerous. And when you look at the dew points, you see the dew points that we're dealing with today and tomorrow. You see how strong they are. And that's all high 60s, all that dark orange, some of it even 70 if you zoom in enough. But as we go through and see what the comparison is with this next storm, cold air coming through, I will update you on that as well. And here it is. We get a lot of warm dew points on the 29th as this system spins up, pulling all these warm temperatures on the east side, throwing down the cold temperatures on the west side, and it brings it all the way up with this severe weather event for the 29th, grows all the way up to Iowa, then it goes down and intensifies with intensity on the dew points on the 30th, a lot of severe weather, and that carries through on the 1st of April as well for the southeast. Plus the 1-2 punch, that second one that comes through has more dense dew points in it, and I'm talking dense. You can see the numbers on it in the 70s. A lot of it. It's just going to be a real nasty storm as that passes through, but it is going to be a 1-2 punch. This time going all the way up to Michigan with your that's low 60s. The dark orange is the high 60s to the 70s. Going all the way up to Michigan, then going to the East Coast, and then these cold temperatures are coming down again. I'm still showing the coldest day will be in early April, still putting Florida in the 40s. And what is bringing with it? You can see the precipitable water on the storm we have now. But when we get that next one that comes through, it brings precipitation all the way up to Wisconsin, very deep. A lot of heavy precipitation in this dark yellow right here. This is by the 30th, and this is according to the GFS, guys. As it moves through, it stays in the south and southeast with the heaviest of the precipitation. A lot of chances for flash flooding as well. Then we get that 1-2 punch with an even stronger storm, more precipitation in it as it comes through for the beginning of April. Now here's your temperatures waking up for tomorrow morning. You're still 30s and 40s in the south in Ohio Valley. You're freezing temperatures in all of this blue. And with the wind chills, it's still going to feel cold into the 20s for all this blue that you see here. This is still going to be a cold event. And colder air coming, guys, as well as New England states. With a wind chill, you're going to feel very much freezing for tomorrow. But it won't be your highs. Your highs will warm right back up all the way into Canada with 50 degrees. As you got this system right here in Ohio Valley, bringing that cold air moving to the east. Everybody else is in the 60s and 70s in the south. But as you go through Sunday, this is where the coldest air starts dipping down to its furthest point, and it's going to happen every morning. And you're going to be in the 30s now for the deep south, not the low 30s. It looks like the high 30s. Hopefully that changes to the 40s. But you'll be freezing into 20 degrees in Ohio Valley, teen to single digits, even negative temperatures for northern Minnesota, but upper Midwest really feeling it. And with the wind chills, it's going to feel like y'all are in the 30s in the south now. If you didn't get to 30s, everybody else feeling like upper Midwest, negative temperatures to single digits, and teen temperatures for the Ohio Valley. That is for Sunday the 27th. But don't worry, that will not be your highs for Sunday. You still got a lot of freezing temperatures for the upper Midwest, Ohio Valley. But the West Coast, the South, and the Southeast, you're still going to warm right back up for Sunday the 27th. And on Monday, it is going to start warming up a little bit more, and it's going to move more to the northeast. Now you can wake it up in teen temperatures. Still got the 40s in the southeast and the 20s in the Ohio Valley and upper Midwest. With the wind chill, it's going to be even nasty for Monday, especially for the northeast. You have feels like negative temperatures, especially New York and the New England states. Even for Pennsylvania, you're going to feel like single digits. 20 degrees for the Ohio Valley, 20 to teens, even negative temperatures still for the upper Midwest. This is going to be a cold week, guys, and I'm showing that we still have colder air coming the beginning of April. Now, Monday, it will warm all the way back up once again. You still got the freezing temperatures and the negative temperatures, mostly single digits for a lot of people, but the south is going to warm right back up. But you can see here on the update on the MJO, the Madden-Julian oscillation, lets you know when this cold air is coming around to our country, that as we go through the 20s, this cold air is going to start coming into our country, and it's going to come in even further for the beginning of April, guys. So far, I will keep you updated. April 3rd, coming in on the Sunday. So far, the 30-degree temperatures are coming in towards Texas. 20 degrees temperatures in upper Midwest. You got to warm up on the east side, but that will change. With the wind chills, it feels even worse. Now you feel like you're in the upper 20s for northern Texas. This is for the 3rd. As you feel like you're in the 20s for everybody else in this blue. Still warm on the east side, but that will change. This will shift over as you go through the 5th. Negative temperatures for the upper Midwest. 20s for a lot of people. Even getting down to the 30s again for the southeast. Then once you go with the wind chills, now you're definitely feeling like you're in the freezing temperatures to the high 20s. For the deep, deep south, you're going to feel like you're in the 40s. Northern Florida feeling like you're in the 40s again, maybe low 50s. That will change. This will shift over a little bit. But look at the freezing temperatures and negative wind chills that you got in upper Midwest. It's going to be freezing once again. Maybe southern South Dakota going to feel like you're in negative 15, negative 20 degrees. But as you go through the 6th, this is going to shift over a little bit more. Now you're going to wake up in the 30s and 40s again, mostly for the southeast, northern Florida. Freezing temperatures for all the blue. With the wind chills, it's going to feel like you're in the 40s again for northern Florida. It's going to feel like you're in the 30s to 40s again for the southeast. And people are going to feel like you're in the 20s to the teen temperatures again. And this is by early April. This is on the 6th. So not only this first blast of cold air we have coming, we have a second one, guys. So that's the update I have for you guys. I hope you find this worthy enough to share on social media, or at least hit the like button, alert another, wake up people to what's coming, because we've been seeing this for a month. I don't see too many people talking about this. It's not going to change. It is going to come. At the same time, God bless all of you. Keep you safe through this, you and your families. I do wish for the best outcome on these storms, and we're just getting started, guys. And for those that follow the second channel, the video is going to be up a little bit later, still coming. I just want to make sure this gets out to everybody and alert this as soon as possible. But for today, Psalm 24. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah. Amen. God bless you all today. I pray you be safe. That's all I could pray for, is you be safe. Amen. All power, all glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father. And may he keep all of you safe. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a great day. Have a safe day. I'll see you in the morning.